All right. And when she gives us the countdown. So as I'm doing the introduction, I need everybody to be quiet in the studio because it's going to pick up any background noise when I have the music going. And then once the music cuts off, and then we're going to do a bio with Kenya, we'll get the conversation going. Sounds good? Okay. All right, be quiet. Everybody quiet. Hey, what's going on, everybody? You're listening to KGBC 96.9 FM Oakland and streaming online at www.kgbc969.org. This is the Anything Can Happen show with Kenya Asa, Quezzy Dreams, and your man Cat Fitness.
Yes.
Woo! Yeah. We got like championship talent in here.
Yes.
Like high caliber USA championship. Next level.
New level.
So, Miss Kenya, can you give a proper introduction to our guest today?
Yes, I can. So today, y'all, we have Andre Ammmons. I'm going to say it in my fancy voice, y'all.
Was that your sexy voice right there?
I'm going to say
what was that?
I'm going to say it in my fancy voice. Hold on. Andre Ammmons.
Wow. He told you to say it like that.
Well, no, he didn't. No,
okay.
He didn't.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
He is a 5-time track and field All-American, a member of the USA track and field team and Olympic trials.
This brother sound like he fast.
I'm starting to get that impression, yes. As a fitness pro, he has coached four y'all, USA fitness champions, 3 INBA Olympia champions, and a world champion. So please, everybody, put your hands together for Andre Ammmons.
Andre Ammmons.
And I'm sorry, and we also have a lovely lady in the house. Her name is Rima. Am I saying that right? Rima. And she will tell us all about the things that she knows.
Yes.
As we get going. She told me a little bit of stuff before we got started, but I'm going to let her talk about it.
Yeah, she didn't like that introduction at all. So Rima, tell the people, who is Rima? Talk to us.
Oh, good afternoon, I guess it is now.
Good afternoon.
My name is Rima Jones, and I am a mother and a grandmother, and I am an INBA champion.
Miss Olympia.
Miss Olympia. Okay, come on.
Put that Could somebody tell those of us who don't know, and by those of us I mean myself, what does INBA stand for?
INBA stands for International Natural Bodybuilding.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Come on.
And the natural stands for what?
Nice. This is exciting for me because my cousin is, and she is an avid listener of our show. She is starting a bodybuilding journey after experiencing a pretty huge weight loss, and she's going to be competing soon. So we talk about this all the time. So I'm so excited to see you here.
That's very exciting. That's very, so tell us, what got you into bodybuilding?
Well, my coach actually is the one who introduced me to my coach,
Andre Ammmons. Almonds, like almonds, no L.
Something like that. Yeah.
I've always worked out, but after the pandemic started, I took a little break. We all did, right?
Absolutely.
Thinking it would end soon. But so my granddaughter and I were at home baking and cooking and doing all that fun stuff you do with
all
your
the things with grandma.
And 5 pounds later,
you only gained 5 pounds during the
pandemic.
pandemic?
It was just a month.
Okay. I was about to say.
Talking about muscle pounds or fat pounds?
Fat pounds.
Fat pounds.
My pounds were all in bread.
Brownies.
Bread. Yeah. I baked bread. We baked so much bread. And I was like, let me go to the store and get more butter because we're butter. And so I gained at least 10 pounds.
Well, 5 pounds in a month is a lot.
Yeah.
So I realized I needed to do something. The gym was closed. I was an avid gym member. And
Wow.
I needed something else. And I was introduced to Andre and Dance for Fitness.
Wow.
And that's how my journey began.
So this was recently.
Yeah.
Wow.
That
And
is
when-
amazing.
Yeah. When did you win the competition?
I won the Miss Olypic competition in November 2021.
Wow.
In October 2021, I won my second, what's it called, medal. And I won my first medal in September.
Competition. Yeah.
Wow. And you, I mean, you look fantastic.
I mean,
I'm
for
sure
real.
the audience heard you say your grandmother. I mean, she looks amazing for those of y'all who are listening on
Right.
the radio.
Well, you can be a grandmother and look amazing if you put that work in.
Absolutely.
You know.
But I mean, so was your competition like all grandmothers, or were you competing against like 20-year-olds?
Well, we are grouped into categories. And so my category is the 60 and up
Wow.
category. That's
Wow.
the Ultra Diva Master category. And so I did compete with people my age. Yes.
I'm gonna need
So
some looks for this.
you compete. So you are just telling us that you are 60 or 60 plus, and you are. I mean, y'all can't see this woman's.
She looked like Angela
physique.
Bassett.
She
Angela Bassett.
looks amazing, and her arms are like Michelle Obama is like how I get the
Michelle-
arms. Okay.
Put you in a
So
headlock, boy.
Yes. So
I'll
she
knock
is
you unconscious.
killing the game and then burying it in the backyard. Okay. So she's
Very
doing
good.
it.
Very good.
Amazing. Amazing.
What are you 60? What?
I'm 63.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's a good number.
Goals.
That's a good number. Okay.
So I got a quick question for Andre, because I've known Andre, aka Iron Man, for a few years now. That's a little inside joke between me and Andre. But Andre, like, you know, you competed at some of the highest levels when it comes to track and field, right?
Yeah.
Just for our listeners and our viewers that are, you know, tuned into our ACH show on IG, like, where did that develop? Because it takes a lot of commitment to get to that level, that skill set. You know what I'm saying? You qualified for the Olympic team, and was it something that your parents kind of introduced you to, or how did you develop that, you know, through your own personal journey?
You know, man, you know the story, man.
I know it, but do our
Talk to
viewers
the
know
people,
it? You know?
Andre.
So this what happened, y'all. I came into track and field extremely late. I didn't get a chance to run track until my senior year of high school.
Whoa.
And the only reason I even started running was because the athletes were privileged to have free tutoring. And my counselor told me, she was like, you need to go to culinary art school. College is not for you. And I was like,
Man, that was a
That's
shot.
super
I was like,
motivational.
hey, look. But hold on, I was like,
inspired.
I can't draw. She's like, oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. You need to go to culinary art school. That ain't for drawing. I was like, oh, okay. So I went ahead and I ran track because it's an individual sport.
Okay.
And so I ran that, and then that is how I got into it. And the motivation to stay with it was the fact that you know, I was pretty good. You know, I knew I could run a little bit. I knew I was good, but I knew that if I stuck with it, I can get the tutoring, and the tutoring I would need to get into college.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so that was my motivation behind it, was just to get to college.
And I think it's super interesting because, you know, some people start their kids off at like 5, 6,
Right.
7. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and breed them. And you didn't come
Yeah.
into it until your senior year. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So a lot of people would think that was too late in the game to make an impact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Was it like your coach in your ear telling you, like, man, you got something. We just got to fine tune it to get you to the next level?
I mean, once we got there, yes. But before that, no one knew, right? I knew that I could run a little bit, but I never really raced anybody except, you know, maybe little street races. You know, once I got on the track, it was just the will to know that this is what it was my vehicle that I had to get into college.
Yeah.
And I knew that I could use this vehicle, and I wanted to make the best out of it. Once I got in the vehicle, I was really good at the drive, and I had the drive to continue going, and I just wanted to compete.
Did that develop from something that you saw in your household, like that drive to be better, to do something else?
You know, yeah, like my everybody, my mother, my father, are entrepreneurs. All my uncles are ministers, and so I've always had a sense of faith and a sense of self-encouragement as well. I just had to pull it out of me, and I also had to have people that wanted to nourish that and wanted to see me do well. And once I got that, and I took full advantage of it, and and the hard work that we put in, and when the opportunity presented itself, it equals success. And so I'm just blessed to have been with the opportunities to showcase the talent that I had.
Absolutely. And what did you enjoy about track and field? Because a lot of people don't like running, but you ran like for real.
I don't like to run.
You can't say that.
I don't.
You like something about it. You was good at it.
That's what I liked about it.
Right.
I mean, to be honest, I'm gonna be very honest. I like to compete. I like to win. And I was telling Rima the other day, I was like, at 43, I missed the level of competition. And I looked at Kat, and he's doing fitness competitions, and I was like, that's amazing. I always encourage him because, through him, I get to compete too, and then through the athletes coaching them, I get to compete. So that's fun for me. But I just miss that. I like the edge of competing, and I like to try to win.
Yeah, you're a winner. You're a competitor. I like that. So what was the path from track and field to dam sport?
So the path from track and field to dam sport, once I stopped running, when I officially.
And when was this?
I officially.
Yesterday.
No, my
last year.
My last professional meet, I was 30.
Oh wow.
And I remember, I'm 30, almost 13 years ago. I remember thinking like 30 is too old. Then all my friends kept going, and they killing it at 40 years old, still running.
You don't have to stop until your body stops. You know what I mean? You really don't, because I've had
look at Tom
conversations with
Brady.
people about that too. Because in yoga, you see all these. One of my teachers is much older, and she is still killing it, and she looks great, and she told me I don't have to stop yet, because when I do, my body will let me know it's time.
You're 100% right. The thing that happened to me is I had everybody in my ear and influences. When we were coming up, 30 was old. I don't even know why people say that.
People still say that to this day.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Creating that mindset.
Yeah, and it got inbred in me, like 30 years old, and I was like, I'm not gonna be running when I'm 30 years old. And I made a decision to stop, and it was probably one of the one thing I regret the most.
I can't have no regrets, Iron.
I regret that, and it weighs heavy because it took away. When I was really competitive like that, I was very disciplined, and I was very goal focused, and so there was a period in my time in my 30s where I lacked that discipline, that goal setting, that focus, and I felt like it put me behind. But you live and learn, and now we're at.
We're gonna give a quick shout out to Coach D out there. She said, "Hey
Coach
y'all,
D.
Hey,
What's up,
Coach D.
Coach D.
She was part of the Damn Sports legacy.
Yeah, that's my girl. That's my sister.
Outstanding.
She does a phenomenal job too. Love the woman.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna come back to that, Andre. But I want to talk to Rima over here. She's sitting there like a delicate flower. I know if she punched me in the chest, I'm gonna die. But it's good. I'm gonna be nice. So, Rima, let me ask you, because we have some listeners who are, in their twilight years, and they might feel like it's too late. Like I missed my time.
Did you see her face when you
said
twilight?
But I mean, not Rima, obviously, right?
Okay.
I mean, if y'all can see her listening live. But what is your routine? Right? What is your routine, and what would you recommend to other people who are like, I want to get back in the game?
My routine right now. Well, I get up every morning at about 5. And
5 a.m.
At 5 a.m. I'm retired, so I've been retired for 13 years.
Congratulations.
But I get up early at 5. I wake up at 5, and I usually do my devotional. And not usually, I do my devotional. And then I go upstairs. I have a gym upstairs in my house. And so I go upstairs and do my abs. Because you gotta, you want that flat.
Yeah, she got the washboard, y'all.
You gotta work on
It's
your
popping.
abs. So I usually do about anywhere between between 600 and 900 abs.
The
More in
600
Yeah.
And
seconds?
600
Or
and
repetitions?
900.
600 repetitions?
Can I ask you?
She ain't even gonna let her finish the routine.
No, I'm gonna. I have to interrupt because I need to know.
Okay. 600.
Inquiring minds need to know what are you do? I know you're not just doing crunches. Are you doing like planks? Are you doing other things? You know.
Yeah, it's a series.
Uh-huh.
It's a series of ab moves that I do,
Mhm.
and they vary. You know, I try to switch it up so you have to kind of
Right.
trick your muscles.
Alternate.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I do
Wow.
a series of ab routines, and it usually takes me. I remember when I first started, it would take me like maybe almost a half hour to do it, but now I can do it in 11 minutes.
You do 600 abs?
I can do 900 in 11 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so let's look at the beginning because you're a Miss Olympia champion.
Yeah.
So let's look
there is
at
that.
the beginner, right? Who start with like six abs, right? We just
Right.
gonna knock the other zeros off. We're gonna start with 6 abs, right? So what would you recommend to somebody who's just starting out?
So for someone who's just starting out, the main thing is to have the right mindset. Right? You have to not just say that you want to do something, but mentally be in agreement with your mouth. Right?
Mhm, yeah.
So actions speak louder than words, right? And words are louder than thoughts. So
Did y'all get that free game that she just gave y'all?
I don't
I hope
think so.
y'all.
Can you run
Yeah.
it back one more
I think,
time?
yeah, I think that went past a
That
lot of
wasn't
people.
Anything can happen, Jim.
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen.
Drop
That put that on a T-shirt.
Yes.
so once you have that locked in, and then it's like finding the right vehicle to train with. So dance sport fitness really works for me because we train via Zoom, and it's an hour of training, so it's not all day.
Wow.
I don't have to go to the gym and stay for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
I know at 12 o'clock I'm working, and then I'm done.
Wow.
And and there's a difference between training and working out. When I went to the gym, I worked out, and I got decent results. But through dance sport fitness, I'm training.
Mhm.
And
You have a focus.
training, yes, it's focused training. My body is learning how to be better,
Yeah.
and from that, you get the book.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely.
So was this something that you've been doing for years, like consistently working out? Were you into any kind of sports growing up, or any kind of like routine of athleticism?
Yeah, because she had said at the beginning that she worked out before
Right.
Yeah.
because
But how
honestly, if
long?
she hadn't worked out before and
Yeah.
now she looked like this, everybody and their mama would be calling dance sport to figure out.
So the truth be told,
Shameless plug.
you can not have worked out all of your life and get this body. You can. You can.
Yeah, I believe it. It takes commitment.
Yeah, well, y'all
Yeah.
know. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the mind and all
Oh,
that together.
ambitious.
So it's
Okay.
just a matter of what you want.
Absolutely. So let's talk about
Very
this dance sport legacy. I've heard that a few times in reference to y'all two being on the show. What is dance sports, and what do y'all mean by the legacy?
Dance sport stands for dynamic athletic movement. And when we talk about the legacy of dance sport fitness, I can't start that without talking about Doug Marshall. And Doug is my partner. And Doug,
Shout out, Doug.
Yeah, shout out to Doug Marshall. And when we decided to start Dance Sport Fitness, we wanted to create something that was much more than a gym, much more than just a workout, because you can work out and do anything, but we wanted to create something that was a sense of community, something that people had a place to go to that was theirs, that was a sense of home, that was a sense of you can get friendship and a lifestyle. And the thing that we do very well is that we take the take aspects of what we see it in life, and we look at how does this workout pertain to everything that I do in life. And if you are successful, like we say, you can start at day one is still achieve the body of your dreams.
Wow.
But it starts with knowing that you have this goal, or knowing that you deserve to live in that dream body. And when you think about this, I always say, you think about yourself at your goal, what does it look like? When you think about yourself at your goal, what does it look like? You never see yourself standing on the scale, right? When people always say, oh, my goal is to lose 20 pounds, then I say, you know what? Think about yourself at your goal. What does that look like? Then they'll tell me, oh, I see myself on the beach in Jamaica. So you see yourself traveling. You see yourself having a great time. You see yourself in the body you desire. You don't see yourself standing in a dark room on a scale.
Right.
So
right.
what does that look like? And so down sport, what we want to do is we want to help people connect everything that goes along with their life and how to get there. And understand that, like, we don't preach that you have to just only eat once a day, or
You don't have to starve
keto,
yourself. Yeah.
or nuts and berries, or
Right.
vegan if you don't want to.
If you don't want to.
Yeah.
Because if you do something that is outside of where your comfort zone.
Right.
For example, if you do something that's not who you are, it's only gonna last so long.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. When we talk about your goal and who you are at your goal, we want to talk about everything that you see yourself doing and going after it, exactly how you see yourself doing it. So we put a game plan together and we put together a team around you of support that's going to help you get to where you truly desire to be. So it's about lifestyle.
Outstanding. And
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead.
I was just going to say, it sounds like it takes a commitment to a lifestyle change, not a particular diet, but a lifestyle change. And also being willing to envision, because a lot of people have a really hard time with that. A lot of people have a really hard time with kind of dreaming or thinking that they're worthy of even putting that kind of effort and energy, or taking time away from other things or other people to put towards their own health and their own body goals.
I agree. As our girl Ethel Richardson would say, it's not selfless. It's not selfish to put yourself first. You have to be self-full in order to put yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be self-full. And a lot of times we are putting ourselves on the back burner, and we're creating all these different barriers that keep us from our goal. And then we say that I can't do this because I have this and I have that. And really what you're saying is these other things that are in front of me are greater than my goal.
Yeah.
I just did a motivational talk on this past Monday about focusing, and talked about how I had went to the doctor, and because I was concerned about my memory about 13 years ago, and she said there's nothing wrong with my memory, it was my focus. I had too many things I was focusing on, and because of that, things were slipping. And so, like Andre was saying, we need to just kind of put ourselves first and make sure your priorities are properly aligned. And then everything else that doesn't fit within your priority, eliminate from your life.
Yeah, and so practically speaking, how does that work? How does that look? Or even an example of how you do that in your day-to-day life, like putting yourself first.
So one of the things that we pride ourselves on is that we are intentional about winning the day. So if you can win your day, then you can win the week. If you can win the week, you can win the month. And if you master this and you get really good at this, then you can continuously do this over and over again. By the time you look up and you've won 12 months consistently, then you have won your year, right? But it all starts with winning the day. And you have to decide from the moment that you wake up that you're going to make this a great day. I ask my kids this every single morning. I ask them, what kind of day you're going to have? And their response is, or it should be, a great day. And I ask them why. It's because they're great. And so you have to make the decision that you deserve greatness. You deserve to win the day. You deserve this. So when things are going to come in your way, obstacles are going to come. You're going to be tested. That is what happens. But you have to understand, and you have to truly believe that you deserve to win and you deserve the best. And those things will start to move out the way, and you start to be able to clear them because they don't deserve to be in your path.
And I think also, just piggybacking on what Andre said, is you have to have your priorities lined up. So what's most important? So for me, it's my faith, my family, myself, and then my wealth. And so if the other stuff, the noise in the background doesn't fit into those categories, then they don't get in my life.
Well, I've heard both of you kind of talking about the priorities, and Andre said that things can get in the way of your working towards your goal. Can I ask you, Rima, what have you experienced that? And I'm assuming that in all this time you've been doing this, there's been some challenges. Can you speak on that, or is there anything in particular that has stopped you from pursuing your goals and stuff as you've been coming along here?
No, nothing has stopped me, but I did have a huge hurdle in front of me when I first started. It was challenging I had never been in a competition. I had never even seen a competition. I had never in my life ever worn a bikini. I'm 63 years old. I had never worn a bikini before.
Wow.
And so that was a challenge for me to get past that mindset. Oh, I'm going to be on a stage literally naked.
Yep.
Wait, almost.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, these little bikinis and these stage competitions are tiny, and so yeah, I hear you.
That was one. So I had to get past that. And I grew up in the church. I've been a Bible study teaching lady for years. So then there was that whole aspect of, what are people going to think?
Right.
Wow. And then I was dating someone who at that time told me that I was not going to be ready. I wasn't going to be ready to
somebody shooting you
That's
down.
Inspiring.
Oh, I was so mad.
Somebody
Shout out to the
shooting you
boyfriends.
down.
Oh, I was so mad.
I'm assuming that was the ex-boyfriend that we talked about. Now you got something. So I want to say that you are, first of all, you are really moving me, because my cousin, shout out to my cousin Cayenne, I know you listen to this. She has, you are really speaking to her. Grew up in the church. She's never worn a bikini. She hasn't worn it. I have a picture of us when we were like 10 years old, and she's wearing a bikini. That was probably the last time. And so I think that you're speaking to a lot of women out there who get to a certain age and they think, man, can I really do this? Everybody that sees my Instagram knows it ain't me, because I'm in a bikini all the time.
60%
the
of
time.
pictures.
Right, okay? Because I'm always on vacation. I'm also retired. So you're speaking to a lot of women who do have those things holding them back, where they feel like, are they going to be judged by their community? Are they going to be judged by their church community? Are they going to be judged by their parents? All of these things. And so what pushed you past that?
That's a good question. So what pushed me past, at least the church part, was, well, this ex-boyfriend actually said to me, he said, Rima, people wear bikinis all the time.
This is true.
I mean, that was like a light bulb came off. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. People do. Yeah. And so my comeback was, but not on stage.
What?
And he said, because I was trying to find a reason not to do it. And he said, people wear a bikini on the stage all the time too. But that wasn't enough for me. What I had to, my coach helped me realize that this isn't about sex. This isn't about anything like that. This is about showcasing and displaying your work. He said, this is a sport.
Right.
That's when it clicked for me.
Yes.
This is nothing but a sport.
Yeah. But we sexualize everything in this country. And so if you're in a bikini, it's because you want attention, or because you're just trying to show off, and everybody, somebody's going to say something negative.
But how can the judge see my work?
That's right.
If I don't show it by way.
That's right.
Interesting.
That's
So that was my next question. I was always curious because, Kat got a picture floating around, him in a thong bikini, peeing on stage. We aren't going to talk about that. But what's the purpose of the bikini? Is it just
my business all out in the streets?
I thought I saw on Instagram. So I thought it was probably information.
And why do you have to say a thong, though?
Yeah,
Come
thong.
on.
Like,
It's like, hey, ain't no judgment. We in a new era. It's 2022. But why? So the bikini, the purpose of the bikini is to show the body? and to show like, hey, this is my muscle, like this is what I got going on.
Because you can't see the glute hamstring tie-in if I haven't covered up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I guess not. I'm gonna start using that with my wife. I can't see the glute.
But yeah, I mean, because I watch these things because my cousin and I are always watching the competitions. I've looked online at some of the bikinis because I'm like really excited. When this happens, I'm flying to. She lives in Maryland. I'm gonna fly to Maryland. I'm a makeup artist. I'm gonna do her makeup. I'm gonna do the whole thing. Okay, I am ready for her to do this because it has been such a journey to get to this point. That and she is like I'm sure I know she doesn't mind me talking about this. At least I assume so. Sorry, cousin. That she struggles with the whole thing. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be in a bikini. If she wasn't struggling with it, she is now because now she's going to be like, oh my God, I hadn't even thought about that or whatever. But you're right because there's you have to see all the back muscles and you see every single thing. It's important. Yeah.
So real quick, we're going to go to a commercial break and we'll be right back. You're listening to KGBC 96.9 FM Oakland and streaming online at www.kgbc969.org. This is the Anything Can Happen show with Kenya Asa, Quezzy Dreams, and your man Cat Fitness.
Yes.
KGBC. So let's get back into the second part of our conversation, coming back from our music break. So right now, we have a lot of love on social media going out to Miss Rima. We got Frank Clayton Jr. out there saying she's a star.
Wow.
We got Sierra giving y'all some high fives. We got the Power of Other Fitness saying you kicked the hurdle down. Miss Rima, you're inspiring a lot of people out there just by living your highest truth.
Oh,
do you realize like the power of what you're doing just by living your highest truth?
Yes.
Right.
And telling your story.
It's very inspirational. It really is.
Absolutely. And that so part of the purpose of the Anything Can Happen show is to inspire people to dream again and remember the importance of pursuing their vision, right? What has been implanted into them by the higher power. So I want to ask y'all in terms of the biggest challenge and the biggest blessing in your journey. Right, we can start with Andre. So just transitioning from being a track and field star to essentially starting your own business and creating a legacy, right? What has been the biggest challenge and the biggest blessing so far in that journey?
Let's start with the biggest challenge first.
All right.
The biggest challenge has been being able to collaborate with other people that can impact the lives of our people. So let me tie it all in. My goal when I started out this, like I said earlier, all my uncles are ministers, and my mom used to always tell me I'm gonna be a pastor, and I was like, no, I'm not. But this is
no, I'm not, Mom.
This is a ministry because we are saving lives. We are impacting lives. We are educating people on how to live a healthier lifestyle. We are definitely wanting to impact our communities. When I met Cap, man, it clicked like instantly. And I saw his vision and I told him, anything you ever need from me, man, let's go. And we've been rocking ever since.
Wow.
And this brother is changing lives. He's healing the hood.
Yeah.
Come on, somebody.
Yeah.
He's healing the hood. He's an inspiration to me. I told him today when I saw him, I said, man, you're looking great. I want to inspire to be like that. I want to be around people who constantly inspire me. And we found people who also want to do that. But then we also have random people who are like, if it ain't about the money, if it ain't about my people, we isolated. And that's been so disheartening. That to me is the most frustrating part about it, because you don't even understand how many people you can impact if you are working together.
Yeah.
People don't understand. I was gonna say people don't understand the power of cross marketing and cross promoting.
Oh, yes.
Like when just for you don't know how much you impact me by doing the Oakland Movement Festival. You know what I'm saying? When I saw you and Brother Frank and everything, I was like, just like you asked me, it's like, what can I do? How can I show up for y'all to add another jewel to this vision that you have? You know what I'm saying? And like you said, it's always been out of the love since day one. And if more people can recognize, if we do things, just collaborations out of the love, we'll be blessed so much more on the other side. Like everything, don't worry about that part. It'll come. You know what I'm saying? Like the impact that we have in the community by just expressing ourselves, just having this conversation. You know, a show like this highlights people that normally might not get the exposure on the radio or different platforms on social media and things like that. And for you to come in and be able to bless us with all the knowledge and stuff and take time out of your busy schedule is huge. You know?
Yeah. And actually, Andre, so before you answer the second part, it's interesting because you're the third or fourth guest we've had that talks about collaboration, right? Either the need to collaborate or the difficulty of collaborating. And I'm just putting this in the universe. So the ACH Anything Can Happen show will become a central hub for people to come together, like starting locally in the Bay Area and expanding out so people can know there's a resource that you can find those collaborations and people who do want to move forward as a unit.
There you go. Yes.
Thank you for sharing. But biggest blessing.
The biggest blessing that I have is being recognized as a person who has inspired others. Like that has been the biggest blessing to me, because it's one thing to go out there and win a race. It's one thing to work out hard and get a medal, but it's another thing when someone comes to you and they tell you it's because of you my life has been changed. And that's an amazing feeling. And we've, I've as a coach, we won a lot of things, but it's just been so rewarding and such a blessing to have been a source of change for so many people. For so many people.
But it had to start with you.
It did. And sometimes that's not hard to grasp, but I just don't even think about it.
Right. Right. And how many people would you say that you blessed in your journey?
Oh,
with dance sport.
Thousands. We've lost since 2014. We've lost over 60,000 pounds. And so
you tracking it?
Yes. Last thing to tell you right now, shouts out to Coach Natasha Sawyer's out there in Texas. Shouts out to Coach Sabrina and Coach Remo over here. Last year alone, and we a little bitty people. It's only a couple of us. It's just a little bit of us.
Right now.
Right now it's just we small. But last year, we lost over 13,000 pounds. So that's huge for us.
Small but mighty.
Yeah, that's huge for us. 13,000 pounds. We were able. And it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing. We have, we used to only be in Oakland, which I love being in Oakland, but now we get to be in Oakland, LA, Texas, New York, Canada. We get to be everywhere. And so we get to spread the message and impact lives all over. And so it's truly been a blessing. I'm just grateful for that.
That's powerful. And let's move over to you, Rima. So biggest challenge and biggest blessing in your journey?
I think the biggest challenge was just getting over my own limited beliefs. People take on other people's stuff, right? And so you're too old, you're a grandma, you're this, you're that.
All those boxes.
They
try to put us in.
So I had to break through those barriers. And so that was challenging. It didn't take long because I am in a fitness community that has a lot of love. And
community
support, and we push each other to become our best selves. And so that helped me tremendously to get up on that stage.
And let me ask you this, right? So is there anything that you had to overcome in yourself to receive that challenge, that constructive criticism, to be able to grow within a community?
Absolutely. I mean, right? Nobody wants to. Frank talked this morning about ego. Whenever someone comes at you with something negative, you put up a defense, right? And you want to
perceived as negative.
Right, perceived as negative, right? When it's really there to help make you a better person. So I had to learn to let people help me. I had to learn to let people because growing up 6 brothers, only girl.
Woo!
Kind of
No wonder you strong.
kind of used to, being, me, my own self and having to do it, my thing, myself. And so I had to learn that there are good people out there. And there are people that want to see me succeed. And the people that want to, there's a pastor that talked about how when someone is blessed, you need to kind of rub shoulders with them so some of that blessing will fall off.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Like drip, drip.
Energetic.
Right.
Yes.
And so I had to learn to get up under people and accept the drip.
Wow.
So what do you do about those people who aren't coming at you with positivity or who because sometimes, people can be passive aggressive and they can come at you with like you were saying, oh, your grandma or this, that, or the other, something that could potentially be hurtful. Like, how do you kind of shield yourself from that?
Well, when you're a champion,
You're a champion.
Yeah.
You're a champion.
And aren't we all champions, right?
Yeah.
So when you're a champion,
You should be.
you don't have to say anything.
Right.
You just have to show it.
Yes.
I've learned to just smile.
Yeah.
And then let my work speak for me.
Right, because what other people think is none of your business. You are your business.
Absolutely. And Andre, it's part. So thank you for that answer. But did you answer the blessing? Did you say your biggest blessing?
It kind of folded in.
Yes.
My first answer.
Can you repeat that one more time? The biggest blessing.
Just being a part of a really great community.
Thank you for that. And Andre, it's part of my job on this show to bring in the financial perspective. And I know, again, part of our mission is to inspire people to dream again. And like everything in this country, it costs money to dream, or at least to bring your dreams to reality.
Come on.
It doesn't cost anything to dream.
That $9 an hour will suck your dream away. But let me ask you this. So what did it take, especially financially, to get your business to bring damn sport to reality? And, the 13,000 pounds, 60,000 pounds being worldwide, like what did it take on the ground level financially to make that a reality?
So I had a job at Bank of America. I was a loan officer traveling from Patterson to Rancho Cordova daily. It's a 96-mile drive every day. Yeah,
that's without traffic.
Without traffic.
Oh,
every day. I quit that job.
Oh yeah.
And
you fired your boss.
I quit, and I was like, I want to go all in with this. And everybody told me that's the stupidest thing you can do. So
everybody,
you go to college to get this this job. And I was like, you know what? It's not what I want to do. And I quit, and I went out there, and I just started in the park, and and I was able to just start that way. You just get going. Then from there, just keep moving. And then I was blessed enough to collaborate and partner with people really quickly.
And partnership.
So this is the part I like to dive into a little deeper because I have a similar kind of story. Right. At what point did you get confirmation within yourself that you knew walking away from this 9-to-5 job was the right move for you? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we're getting constant confirmation of doing certain things in life, but then we second guess it. And that keeps us, that sense of fear keeps us still instead of allowing us to take a step forward and moving towards our greater self. So what was that for you?
I kept asking God for a sign.
And what kind of sign did he give you?
You want to know?
That's true, because I know what sign I got.
This is funny. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan.
Okay.
Huge. Michael Jackson died. I was at work, and the people in my office was making fun of Michael Jackson.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh no. So then I came back to work the next day, and I have a Michael Jackson action figure. Y'all see it.
He got the curl.
It's the American Awards. Michael Jackson, the red jacket.
That's a nice one.
That's a good one. Until my son opened it up. Anyway,
that's a mistake.
So I brought the action figure, not the doll. I brought the action figure to work. And one of the guys is like, man, you don't work here. You can't bring that here.
No, we gotta take it outside, man.
I quit that day.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh, that day.
That day.
Oh,
Yeah,
Michael Jackson inspired you to follow your dreams.
I don't know if it was that, but I mean, I was like, God, give me a sign. So I ran out of gas one day. That wasn't a sign enough. I was going to work, and I ran out of gas. And I was like, God, give me a sign. Same day. Give me a sign that this ain't for me. I ran out of gas, and I was late. And then they wrote me up. Then 2 days later,
Another sign.
I had another sign.
Yeah.
And I just kept getting these signs, and I kept ignoring them.
Wow.
And then I guess that was the one that made me go. But
Yeah.
I just had it enough in me at that point, because I was at that point getting up early in the morning, training people, and then going to work.
Wow.
And people were seeing results really fast. And Andre, can you work with me later on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so then I was like, you know what, I'm going all in on this. This is what I want to do.
That is really great, because we've
focus
all
on the
gone
signs,
the entrepreneur track in here, and like you, I retired at 50. Sounds like you retired at 50 as well.
Yeah.
And it is a very can be a very scary move, especially when people are telling you that's crazy, and you don't know what you're doing. You went to college for this, those types of things, and so you saw a higher purpose in, and you were helping people. You were doing your passion.
Absolutely.
Stepped out on faith.
And so now, as of last year, I started. Frank was like, you should help. You should start a class helping other trainers. So we started helping young trainers get off the ground and start their business. And so we wanted to help them recognize like their financial potential, what they can do, how to set up their business of it. And so we've been working with trainers to help them to launch their business, start their business, and actually help serve their client and the people that they are training.
Y'all are building a network of people who want to lose weight and people who want to gain a business.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Take it to a whole nother level.
Yes.
Damn sports legacy.
Mm-hmm.
So just going back to the financial piece, just to be clear, did you take money from like your old job, right? So I assume maybe you had like retirement savings, or did you have sponsors? I know you mentioned partnerships. Like what did that look like specifically?
So I didn't take any loans out. One of the things I did, I worked at Max Muscle in Oakland with Gina Cole, and I told her she wanted to pay me to work in the store.
Yeah.
And I quit Bank of America. I was like, well, I need a job. And you know what? How about I don't do that, and you give me equity into this place? And she's like, cool. So I came in there. I brought the store's revenue up.
Wow.
As soon as I got in there, the store started doing bigger numbers. They were there. I mean, it was doing great.
Yeah.
And then I said, all right, well, look, I'm going to start I want to now start the boot camp here. And so we started doing the boot camp because we had the supplements.
Yeah.
So after 5 o'clock, we started doing the boot camp, and it just started growing. It grew so much that the boot camp did more revenue than the store. So then we had to make the store half of the store. And then I went from the equity into the store to I will just work off of what the boot camp brings in.
Yeah.
And then, then it went from the whole Max Muscle store
grew.
So let me tell you, the Max Muscle store goes down, and we went to just all the boot camp there.
Wow.
So we was doing more of that. And so it was a blessing, just really grew pretty quickly. Then we went from there, and then we partnered with Doug, and we went from, I think that space was maybe 900 square feet to 7,200 square foot building.
Wow.
In Oakland, we did damn Sport Fitness, and we did very well over there. So, just being aligned with great people who've seen the vision and also believed in it, and it just took us to where we are now.
That's the importance of collaboration.
That's important.
Collaboration.
And also seeing
like-minded people.
Yeah. And so thank you for that. Persistence is really, really powerful, right? And I'm so glad you shared that story because, again, there are a lot of people who just don't know where to start, right? Like, for lack of a better term or a phrase, they have these dreams and these visions and they want to bring it to reality, but they don't know where to begin. So the stories that y'all are sharing are really, really powerful, right? And I want to ask you this, like, what would you say to somebody, or you know what, I'm going to ask you that question in a moment. Do you feel like if you would have stayed in track and field that you still would have ended up here?
No, I wouldn't have because I was, it's like I've never been a drug addict or anything like that, but I imagine that's what chasing that high would always feel like. You're always chasing that next thrill, that next race. People would ask me, what's your best time? And I say, I don't know. Once we don't know your best time, like, I ain't ready yet. So I'm always chasing the next race.
Yeah.
So it can get, so there is a great part that I did stop, but I just wish I would have done things a little differently. So when I say I regret stopping at 30, I just wish I would have did things a little differently. I just stopped abruptly. I was like, I'm done. Yeah. I just wish I would have did things a little bit differently. So even now I can still compete as a Masters, which Rima and Kat, seeing them on stage, it makes me want to go out and compete. So I still get to train a little bit. So that's kind of fun for me.
Yeah.
But now it's just about the inspirational part of that. Who can I inspire? Like being the fastest dude at 40, 43, like that to me is more inspirational than just trying to go out there and competing.
Absolutely. Because you're redefining it.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like just when Ethel, right? She did the race with Coach D, right? Yeah. Like that redefined so much to so many people. That went viral. You know what I'm saying? That had over millions of views, but people that saw that was like, wow, that's potentially my grandmother out there running faster than this woman that's half her age or a quarter of her age or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So just little things like that we take for granted. You know what I'm saying? It's like redefining what we've been taught and programmed to think our entire life.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think you should get back on the track, brother. I think you paint a picture for a lot of people. Yeah.
I just started running like a year and a half ago.
You back at your senior year.
There we go. And I know we coming to a close in a few moments, but I want to ask y'all this, right? We can start with Rima. She, she's sitting over here looking ready. She looked ready. But let me ask you this. So who was your biggest inspiration when you started your fitness journey, your bodybuilding journey? And is that inspiration still the same today?
My biggest inspiration. So I'm going to say this. My mother passed away a couple years ago. And when she passed away, she could not walk. She stopped walking. And because she stopped moving, other things started happening because our bodies are made to move. And so that inspired me to keep moving. And I don't want to end up like that. And I don't want any of my friends or family or any people that I don't know to end up like that. I want to inspire people to keep moving because as long as we keep moving, we're healthy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that actually reminds me of one of my earliest memories was meeting my great grandmother for the first time, and she had just had her legs amputated from diabetes, and just seeing her in that wheelchair, it's just imprinted in my mind. And I'm like, wow, that just looks sad.
And she probably wasn't even that old.
No, not really. She maybe like her 70s.
Yeah.
She still had a lot of life ahead of her.
Yeah.
So you are an inspiration, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And let me talk to you, Andre. So biggest inspiration then and now.
Biggest inspiration before, probably just seeing athletes like Michael Johnson and Maurice Green compete. Those guys made me want to go out there and be better. Then watching Kobe. I always cheer for Kobe. Kobe's my guy. But like Rima, now my inspiration is in the educational part of it. I'm really big right now on educating brothers, men over 40, the importance of our health, especially in the Black community. I am unapologetic and intentional about what my mission is in regards to spreading the word to Black men about taking care of our health, because we are needed.
Yeah.
We are needed
yes.
here. And if you haven't heard it enough, we love you, brothers. We need you, brothers. And your presence is felt when you are not here.
That's right.
So we die on an average of 7 years earlier than any other race due to health-related issues.
Yeah.
So
we can just go down the list. I mean, we got DMX and Fight Dog and is it Michael Williams from The Wire?
Yeah.
Right, and so
And
many more. And those are famous people.
mostly drugs,
Yeah.
but even without drugs, there's all kinds of health problems in our community, and Black men fall to those.
Yeah.
So we just want to be a place to be able to show men the education about how to do it, what to do, because there's not enough people that's talking directly to us about it. And I want to be intentional about, hey, let's talk to y'all, to us about it. And that's exactly what we've been doing as of lately.
Yeah, man, it's a powerful intention. It's part of what got you in alignment with Anything Can Happen show. So
Yes, sir.
So if people are looking for you, Andre, where can they find you and Damn Sports and Miss Rima on like social media, websites? Can you throw all that out there for our viewers real quick?
Yes, sir. On Instagram, you can find me at The Fitness Picasso. And you can also find me at damnfit_win in10 and win10.com also. Win in 10.
And
Ms. Rima?
For me on Facebook, I'm Rima RJ. And on Instagram, That's So AJ.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
wait, say that one more time. You said that.
So AJ.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds.
Oh, that's on my Facebook.
Find
And
that.
it's Andre Ammmons at Facebook.com. Andre Ammmons at Facebook. Is it .com? No, just Andre Ammmons at Facebook.
You said Soph AJ?
That's so.
That's Soph AJ.
Outstanding. So,
Cool.
as we come to a close, thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Anything Can Happen show with Cat Fitness, Kenya Asa, and your man, Quessy Dreams. Tune in live every single Thursday at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on Instagram. That's at ach.show on Instagram. Also, catch us on KGPC 96.9 FM or KGPC969.org. We'll see you next week.
And make sure
Peace.
and make sure to follow us, like, subscribe to all our
Yes.
content on all our platforms, y'all. We'll
Yes.
see you
That
next
too.
week.
Yes, yes.
Peace. Excellent.
Man,
That was good.
Excellent. Yeah.
that was
Come on.
so good. My cousin started listening because I texted her. I was like, "You gotta hear this."
We appreciate you having us on here.
Like
So-
she would love that.
Oh yeah, it's all love. Before we get out
She
of here,
would
can you do a quick
love
little
that.
drop?
She
Say,
texted-
hey,
she
this is
wrote on
Andre
the-
from Damn
on
Sports.
the,
You're tuned into the
Instagram
ACH
live. She's
show.
like, "I love you
Today
guys.
we're
I'm
talking
listening
about
right now."
and the biggest takeaway, how to create a championship mindset.
When is it?
Got it.
I feel
You
like
want to jot it down?
I feel like she might
You
have
got it?
about she
All right.
might
You got
even
one
have a
take?
year
No,
or
no,
like
you got as
8
many as you
months
need.
or something like that. Yeah, because her coach is,
That's-
putting her in it.